Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. This is a movie that many people have split views on, and everyone has something to say about those views. On one hand, most people like it because what you see is what you get, but on the other hand, some people don't because of reasons. How do I feel about it? I liked it. I went to go see it with my dad and brothers, and I was the only one who liked it, while the rest didn't, but I didn't care. Okay, this isn't a perfect film by any means, nor do I think it is the best in the MonsterVerse so far, but I was still satisfied with what I experienced. Of course, for the sake of acknowledging criticism, I might as well get the dinosaur in the room out of the way and talk about what disappointed Godzilla fans, and that was the fact that he does not really get too much to do in this one. Now, he does have some solo action scenes, and his team up with Kong is awesome, but his fighting style is just not great in this one, and he barely gets screen time, making it feel way more like a King Kong movie with Godzilla shoehorned in it. However, this is the part where I give my dreaded thing called an opinion, and state that I do not care for Godzilla as a character that much. Now, don't get me wrong, I like his movies, and his design and roar are memorable, but what is not memorable, for me at least, is his character. I have nothing against him personally, but I just never found him interesting personality-wise. Once again, if you like Godzilla and are kinda bummed out by his lack of screen time, that's totally fine and I understand that, but as for me, I was more here for the monkey. King Kong has always been a character I've adored in general. I just find it fascinating how one of the most iconic monsters in fiction is written so well to have human emotion and care about those he loves, even if that someone fears him. It really makes you feel for how misunderstood he is, and when he earns sympathy with other humans, it feels earned. This amazing trait evolves so much to the point where in the previous film Godzilla vs. Kong, that he can communicate with sign language and telepathy to those who want to give him a chance. These are not only fantastic character moments for him, but they make me care about the human plot. Another aspect that most people hate, but I don't mind most of the time. In Godzilla vs. Kong, I adored the human story mostly because of Kaylee Hoddle's character Gia, as she has this wholesome chemistry with Kong by connecting with him and helping him with every one of his well-beings, and her story only continues to improve and grow as we finally get to see her explore her origin home in this one. Now, to be fair, this plot could have used a little more work as it does feel a little rushed at times, but I found it very enjoyable, and the ending made me feel a little teary-eyed. As for the top banana himself, King Kong's plot is great in this one, as we now see him try and find more of his kind, only to stumble across and befriend a little monkey named Suko, who leads him to a secret tribe of apes, who are all led by this ruthless leader who goes by the Scar King, and the way he is portrayed as a villain in this movie is just fantastic. He is written to be a polar opposite to Kong, as he has absolutely no soul whatsoever, and will pull off whatever is necessary to get what he desires, even if that means putting the world in ruin. I thought it was a great decision to give Kong a nemesis like this, and it made their dynamic so much fun to watch. Speaking of dynamics, Kong's relationship with Suko is executed super well, as he acts as a pseudo-father figure to the little primate, and it is really wholesome. However, if there is one flaw with Kong's story here, is not so much the robot glove itself, but rather how he obtains it. I'm not going to explain it for the sake of spoilers, but it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and its abilities kind of feel forced for the sake of giving Kong a fighting chance. It doesn't bring down the experience per se, but it is a flaw that I do have to deduct points from the movie for. The last thing I want to talk about is the fight scenes, because I'm sure that's what everybody who watched this movie did so for. Just to give a quick heads up, there are some scenes where you could see CGI, and that could be because the lowest budget film in the MonsterVerse so far, but the visuals in general still look great, and they really use their low budget to their fullest potential in most scenes. The fight scenes are incredible and basically take up most of the movie, so if you don't like the human story, this factor should definitely be up your alley. Overall, Godzilla x Kong was a really fun movie for me. Yes, I can understand why it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but the action, emotion, and direction of the film were enough for me to have a good time, and I can't wait to see what the MonsterVerse has to offer next. Pretty solid 8 out of 10. It isn't better than Godzilla vs. Kong in my book, but this is a movie I'd still recommend you give a shot if you did enjoy that previous film. Anyways, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content and detailed analysis videos, and keep calm and let life carry you on.